Hello, my name is Shiprana Rangsuri and I am the Chief of the Urban Practices Branch at UN Habitat. I will be talking to you today about healthy neighborhoods. The Zoom will focus on principles for neighborhood sustainability and equity which have emerged as key determinants of health, especially in the context of the COVID-19 pandemic as well as other immediate and chronic stresses. Research on the infection and mortality rates resulting from COVID-19 indicates that these were determined in a significant way by unequal access to basic services, poverty and overcrowded living conditions, as well as pre-existing health conditions, rather than high levels of urban density alone. Good urban planning and design addresses many reasons of poor health, such as unhealthy environment, noise and pollution, physical inactivity, poor nutrition, and climate breakdown. The Zoom focuses on two main learning objectives, which are also used to structure the unit. The first objective is understanding the importance of a holistic approach to urban structure for improving public health through different objectives or city visions. The second learning objective is understanding the key principles or spatial factors that form a backbone of recommendations for sustainable and healthy neighborhoods. The first part of the unit focuses on the key objectives for urban development or city visions and their relevance to achieving diverse aspects of urban health. UN Habitat proposes 5 major visions for the sustainable urban development at the citywide scale: compact, connected, inclusive, vibrant, and resilient cities. WHO defines health as a multifaceted dimension that describes a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely related to the absence of disease or infirmity. The 5 visions differ in the nature of recommendations, allowing to achieve diverse health outcomes, including mental and socioeconomic well-being. Created by the combination of critical density, well-planned distribution of services, and walking, cycling, and public transportation, benefit from accessibility to daily needs and services, including healthcare. Decreased transit time boosts mental health as well as provides economic and environmental benefits. Residents of connected cities have higher levels of physical activity due to the permeable and efficient street network and a better environment for walking and cycling. Inclusivity is a key feature that supports health equity. Physically accessible and socially inclusive urban environment, universal accessibility to employment and services are one of the cornerstones of the healthy city that support physical, economic, cultural, and social needs of all people of all abilities, genders, background, and income levels. Economically and socially viable local communities of the vibrant city have access to diverse economic opportunities, decent work, and activities that promote a higher level of social economic interactions, communications, physical and learning activities, which are all essential for mental health and well-being. The resilient city provides continuous functionality of urban systems that are able to withstand any potential crisis, facilitate the recovery process, and may correct existing social and economic weaknesses, improving overall community well-being. For example, advancing food security by promoting urban agriculture brings multiple benefits to public health, from access to fresh food to increasing green coverage. The 5 city visions, when combined, help in achieving equitable, healthy environments, considering all the dimensions of urban health. To achieve these 5 city visions, it is important to understand the key principles or spatial factors that form the backbone for neighborhood sustainability and the link between these key spatial factors and public health. It is important to note that spatial factors should be applied in combination with each other based on context. The first principle or spatial factor is proximity and walkability. The principles of proximity and walkability can be represented by the concept of local living, aimed to promote walkable access to shops, facilities, and public transport bolstering a higher level of physical activity across all ages. To ensure gains in health equity, walkability should be integrated into multiple daily settings, from schools and workplaces to streets and open public spaces. The second principle is multimodal transportation and efficient public transport. Increasing access to frequent, reliable public transportation can lead to reduced air pollution and associated respiratory illnesses, fewer vehicle crashes and accidents, and increased physical activity levels. Even people who don't use public transportation benefit from less traffic congestion, less pollution, and lower healthcare costs. The third principle, or spatial factor, is efficient density. There is no universal deterministic answer for the right density of housing and population for health. However, the concept of local living, better accessibility to health and other services, urban vibrancy is associated with high density that should be well distributed and supported by quality urban design. This includes human scale development and a network of well distributed public spaces which can prevent overcrowding and create a livable environment. The fourth principle, or spatial factor, is mixed land use. In addition to the efficient density and street connectivity, mixed land use facilitates the creation of a highly walkable environment that promotes higher level of outdoor physical activity and urban vibrancy, important for mental health and socioeconomic well-being. The fifth principle, or key spatial factor, is fine grain. Fine-grained urban pattern and appropriate scale of buildings increases the permeability of urban fabric, options for pedestrian routes, better use of urban spaces and services, accessibility, and a public space network. All of those have both direct and indirect impacts on physical and mental health. The sixth principle, or key spatial factor, is integration of blue and green networks with the built environment. Bringing in or enhancing nature can be a way of developing a diversity of public spaces for health. Green natural environments have a positive effect on people's physical and mental well-being. In many parts of the globe, clinicians are now prescribing a walk in nature to patients to prevent cardiovascular conditions and anxiety and increase happiness and well-being. To sum up, the Zoom brings out several aspects for urban practitioners. Land use patterns, urban morphology and design, integration of biodiversity, connectivity through efficient transport infrastructure, all of these are the spatial determinants for health outcomes and health equity. To ensure sustainable and inclusive development with multiple health benefits, it is important to consider a holistic approach represented by a combination of the 5 city visions and key principles or spatial factors described above. Here are some useful UN Habitat products developed to assist you in planning and design for better urban health. We hope you will find these interesting and helpful.